6 facts about The Conjuring verse hauntings, including the nun photos. Here's what's based on real-life hauntings and what isn't. The Conjuring has led to spin-offs and sequels based on the experiences of real-life paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. But what actually happened and what was invented for the movies? Here's a rundown of where real accounts and Hollywood screenwriting meet in The Conjuring, the Annabelle movies, and The Nun. Number 1. The Conjuring is based on a real reported haunting. The first film in The Conjuring verse is mostly an actual reported event. If you believe in that sort of thing, as demonstrated with photos during the end credits of the movie, the Perron family really did exist and reported they were being attacked by some kind of entity. The Warrens did in fact investigate. Both Lorraine Warren and the Perron family signed off on the movie as well. Ed died in 2006. Number 2. The Warrens really do have that museum of creepy things. The Warrens began their research in 1952, and after their collection of haunted objects began to accumulate, the Warren Occult Museum is housed in the basement of the Warrens' actual home in Monroe, Connecticut, and is full of haunted artifacts and images taken from their cases. It's home to an organ that plays itself, a mirror that is said to summon spirits, and a coffin owned by a modern vampire to keep the evil at bay. A local priest comes once a month to bless everything on display. Number 3. Annabelle is a real doll. The opening portion of The Conjuring deals with Annabelle, a doll possessed by a demon. The story about 2 nurses who wound up with a haunted doll is a real case the Warrens dealt with. Ed and Lorraine really did take the doll back with them to their museum and keep it in a glass case. Number for that not what Annabelle looks like. Among the liberties taken with bringing the Annabelle story to the screen, though, is changing the doll itself. The eerie American Girl porcelain look isn't like the doll from the real case. Instead, it was a big raggedy Halloween doll with red yarn hair and butt eye. Number 5. The exorcism in The Conjuring never happened, although the people involved claim many elements of the haunting of the Perrons really happen. The movie's climactic possession and exorcism by Ed Warren Patrick Wilson isn't among them. Lorraine Warren said her husband would never have tried to perform an exorcism since he wasn't a priest, but Andrea Perron, one of the Perron children, who was 11 at the time of the events in the movie, said she did see her mother, Carolyn, played by Lily Taylor, in the movie Possessed. Andrea said she secretly watched a seance during the haunting and saw her mother speak a language she didn't recognize in a different voice before her chair levitated and Carolyn was thrown across the room. Number 6. Annabelle is not the true backstory of the doll. The first spin-off of The Conjuring, Annabelle, serves as an origin story for the creepy doll, but none of the stuff that happens to Mia Annabelle Wallace and John Gordon Ward Horton has any documentation in reality. It was all created for the movie. The Warrens' case with Annabelle starts in the hobby shop scene at the end of the film, where the doll was purchased by the mother of one of the nurses.